Hey guys, welcome to Late Night Talk Show number 63. We'll be discussing about Thanksgiving and upcoming streams, etc. But also family matters on the stream. I couldn't get my on my stream tonight because I want to address the issue a little bit about what happened this week. But make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. That way you won't miss a beat of the action from my channel. We'll be back here tomorrow after Survival Series for the Aftermath show, guys. But let's get right into the Thanksgiving stuff as well, but mostly let's start with this issue about family that I want to address. My question is, should you forgive family for being met for trying to tell you what to do? Do what was say what do. I say whatever to that because this past Monday, if you guys were here, you heard that I was having conversation with my family in the background because I had told them I do not want to talk about it right now on the stream since I am about to start streaming live for the wall reactions. I would like to discuss it later at a different time with them. I love my mom, my parents, to be honest. I love them so much, but sometimes there's stuff that I just don't want to talk about in the background of my streams. Want to or hear them talk about while I'm in middle streaming. But I say that family is important no matter what, no matter how they treat you or act to your decisions. I say that you should still love and cherish the memories that you have with your family while you still can, because you don't know when that day is gonna come when one of y'all when you lose your family. Because if it was up to me, I would take them out on a day for a day and take them somewhere like out to lunch or dinner. I say that because it's a fear. Welcome to the stream. I say that because you should always love your parents and your family, no matter who they are or what their decision is. I have a nephew. He and I were born on the same day, but 5 years apart from each other. I actually like I like to spend time with them as well, but since he lives in Wally and is homeschooled, that's making it a bit harder to do, guys. But I would say make sure you spend every day with your parents, with your family. This Thursday is Thanksgiving, so make sure you spend each day with them, no matter if they come or whether they are somewhere else. Like, well, if you guys were here about a year, 11 months ago, I bought I was at the airport with my mom and my dad. We were waiting for my brother James to come in from España, but he was coming in on the Chicago flight to order you on United because he took Aer Lingus up to Dublin. Then from Dublin to Chicago was Aer Lingus, and then he switched over to United to come home. Which we didn't get back to the house until 11:30. I don't care about that part because I prefer to be out all night if you ask me. So my brother was actually doing me a little favor for staying up a little bit longer while doing my show at the airport. But if you want to see that, it's like late night talk show number either 17, 18, or 19, guys. I can't remember. It's one with the sound is muted in the background. But whether it's your brother, your sister, your uncle, your aunt, your niece, nephew, your parents, you should always spend time while you have on the earth with them because family is always important. I know this Thursday is Thanksgiving and people will be spending time in the States with their families. But I want to make this clear. Make sure you spend each moment and each minute with your family while you can during the holidays. Because to me, my nephew has this. They don't know what's wrong with him. They thought he went to the hospital back in April, I think it was, with this. We thought it was pneumonia, but they couldn't figure out what it was at the time. I know back in 2016 he did have pneumonia. He's doing better now, but he went back to the hospital in 2018 this past year. He has this. They don't know what is wrong with him, but whatever it is, I hope it's not much, because he's still he's 17. He's 17 now, guys, and doing okay. But it's just every day's a challenge for him. Because he started this homeschool each week. Well, somebody has to come to the house to make sure he's in tutors and like homeschool to him. But I know I wanted to do it, help out with that. However, I've been, but work's just been getting in my way from doing that lately. But I hope one day I can make it back to Wadi, and hopefully we can do one of those streams where I just do another ride in this car streams, guys. Just have a good time in this and just ride along with my parents. But another, my brother James, he lives in España. See him once in a while. I know he might call, but my brother Michael is not gonna make it back because right now he's in California with hoping California won't burn with all those fires, by the way. My thoughts and my prayers go out to the people affected by the fires out in California. But yeah, I mean he lives in Austin with his wife and dogs right now, but he's working out in California because of a will have or something. I forget what it was. Like a plant shuts down, but every day's a challenge. Matthew, my brother Matthew is gonna be celebrating Thanksgiving with his friends. Kind of puts me under the gun weather a little bit. Because to be honest, guys, I prefer not to be the only one of us with my sister. To be honest, because I'd rather have one of my other brothers here. That way, it can be we can have a good time over this holidays. I know another thing, guys. Is we should always make sure always have a good time. Try not to let our emotions get in the way of our goals. I know on when I had that discussion off my camera and everybody heard it, I was hoping it wouldn't give me any subscribers to be honest, because I knew it was just gonna make me miserable if I did. But if it did, I must apologize right away if it disturbed everybody in the background who was listening. Because I prefer to be just a stand-in guy for Conman 167. If you guys are if you have subbed to him. I'm just a sub a fill-in for him, and because I don't do NXT because of my work schedules and the fact that I don't have the network. But if I did have the network, guys, I would probably stream it every week and make sure my work schedule lines with the streaming schedule. But family to me is what I define it. You you have to spend each moment with your family to know what they are, who they are, what they like, and what interests and all that they have, guys. Spending time with your family. I think I'm getting a bit emotional, guys. Hold on. Spending time with the family is important because you never know when that day is going to come. You never know when that day is going to come. When you don't know when they're going to leave this earth. To be honest, I mean I haven't left my house yet, even though I want to. I haven't left my house in total because I wanted to stay around my town a little bit longer because I want to make sure I don't want to leave the town yet because my town means a lot to me, guys. If I did leave for good, I'm not sure what I'd do if I left my town because I love my town, guys. I've been I moved here in 1999, lived here most of my life, except for like 3.5 years since those days, those past 3.5 years were like in Nebraska, where I'm from originally. But I lived here most of my life, and I love my town. I would stay here as long as I can. I've been working at my job, making sure I provide for myself and have a good each day. I mean, it's historic Wilson, North Carolina. We have good stuff, but family, whether it's work and all that, I still have make sure I spend time with my family. I try to spend time with my mom, to be honest, when I can. That way, I learned that lesson from my uncle Stephen. Uh, it was like 13, maybe 12 years ago. Because when my grandma passed away, who lived with us for a short time here in North Carolina, I learned that lesson from him because you never know when that day's gonna come when they are gonna, like I said, not you're not sure when they're gonna leave the earth for good. But what he did was, I when it was like a Thursday or in the middle of the week, usually took we usually went out to lunch with my uncle Stephen and all that, like and see what we had. We okay, because you never know when that day's gonna come. So guys, my when I went down to Birmingham, the last when I went down to Birmingham, guys, back in 2017, my aunt Mary passed away, and that was the last time I saw my aunt Tom, my uncle Tom, excuse me. I'm just a bit emotional right now. I usually don't talk about family, but I had to address this situation. And my uncle Tom lives in Birmingham. Like I said, I haven't seen him since the funeral when my aunt Mary passed on my mom's side passed away. We haven't seen each other since then. I just wish we had more time, to be honest. The reason why I wish we had more time, I together then, even though I spent like a couple 2 nights in Birmingham then because I had work, we had schedules to work around. To be honest, my but I knew it was gonna be hard for him after everything that he has been through. But I did give a trip to Birmingham in the process. but I but I wanted to be there for him in his time of need, to be honest. And it kind of worked well with my schedule, to be honest, because I only worked like 2 days that week back then in January 2017, week of leading up to Survivor Series. when Royal Rumble, excuse me. But enough of that part. But I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but oh, hold on. If I get to that part, my grandma Adway, he passed away in 2011. She was we put her in a nursing home, but she was never happy there when she went back to Birmingham. And I felt bad because I wish there was a way we could keep her in North Carolina. But I knew if we brought her back to North Carolina at the time, she would say, I wish I was in Birmingham, Alabama. Every day. Just, I was like, I'm not sure what to say anymore about that. Every time, I think I heard it for 1,000 times while she was ill or together. But but when she passed away, it was, it was, it was hard for me, guys, because she and I were a bit close. She would spoil every one of her grandkids when she was there, when we went down to see her. All I cared about when I went down there was, well, one of my best things I remember when I went down to Birmingham to her house was going into the basement because that's where we usually watched TV, played games, did whatever we could find because played, well, no, not video games, guys. Believe me, we did not do that back then. And what we did was like board games and puzzles because my my grandpa actually he was good with puzzles. Yeah, he was good with puzzles and all that. But when I went down there, it was mostly that ball, this little ball that we had that they had in the basement. It was They had this little mini fridge, a fridge, canned goods and all that. But when when I went down there the last time, all I saw was big oak. Felt like my memories were about to fade away, to be honest. But felt like my memories were fading away from the house because of how much stuff I saw in the basement. I was like, I felt like I was one of those guys from HGTV. He like from like seeing I could barely move my feet around in the house at the time because so I was like cluttered, 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 cluttered because there was just too much stuff down there. I know most families like to use it as a I know most families like to use the basement for extra storage, but some would just like to use it as a hangout and or a man cave or something. I mean, I just use it to get when I went down there. One of the things when I went down there, this may sound interesting. When I was living in Now that I'm living in North Carolina and whenever I went down to Birmingham to that house, I, one of the things that come that came to my mind was when going through Atlanta, Georgia, because of the sign Birmingham, Montgomery, Montgomery, Chattanooga, 7585, I-75, I-85. What they and then Birmingham is just straight on I-20. Ralph David Abernathy Freeway. I it mostly it was mostly because of that. I wonder if I can bring it up real quick. But we had this a couple of mini these stores, mini bar stores and all that. But that's not mostly the point, guys. But make sure you do like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I want to see if I can bring it up real quick, guys. Give me one sec. It should not take long. Uh, I got it up here, guys. Give me a sec. Give me the street view. Shouldn't take 30. 13 hours. Come on. 13 hours. Come on. Says I'll get there for 1:23 in the morning, guys. Usually it's like an 8 hour, at least 7 to 8 hour trip, depending on stops and traffic. But who cares about that anymore? Another thing I think about when I go down though, guys, is the Kelway Boulevard in Birmingham, Alabama. Ow. Back to the to what I'm saying, guys. You make sure you still love your family, no matter who they are, what they are, or where they are. Because deep down, You know that they will love you no matter what. Cherish each moment. My dad's birthday's coming up, so I'm gonna spend some time with him. I'm hoping I can spend time on Monday with him. That way I can, because I know that night we're gonna have my nephew down here. But yeah, my grandpa Adler was a whiz at puzzles. My grandpa Gorman was good with a master with card games. Like one of the games that we like to play with them is a game called Progression. Another game we liked to play was 500 500 Rummy. Yeah, we don't gamble when we're down there. Even though I wish we could, but we decide not to. But we like to have fun with my grandpa while we're down there. I remember when I went down to his house when he was in Bombi, when my grandpa was living in Birmingham. Grandpa Gorman was living in Birmingham. I could bring up the street view, but I prefer not to be honest. When he was living down there around the Birmingham area, I remember one of the things I did. I liked to play this game, this Monopoly game that he had. It was called. It was probably one of the first things I liked to play when I got into his house. It was a Monopoly.com edition. Monopoly.com edition. Well, everything was a website on the board. It's like you know how you have like Baltic Avenue, Mediterranean Avenue, Oriental, Connecticut, Vermont, Boardwalk, Park Place, New York, North Carolina, New York, Oak Avenues, Pacific, and all that. Well, instead of those, you have these service providers and all that. These service providers like Sprint, Autel, Nextel, Nokia, and all that. Google, eBay, just to name a few. Yahoo, Yahoo. I think that's how they said it in the commercials. Yahoo. And no, I have no advertising interest with them, guys. Not at this time. But getting back to the family, another reason why I went down there was to visit my well, was visit my great aunt Martha Ingenil, who well, it's a kind of hard to explain it, but she was she was she was a good aunt to everyone who came down there. When I went down there, I didn't care about getting anything in return. I just wanted to visit my Grandpa and my great aunt Martha. The reason why at the my I wonder if I have pictures down here. I may bring in some pictures next week to show you guys, but my great aunt Martha, she was 90, as I can remember, 92 back in 20, either 91, 92, and 2012, I think 93 or 90. I can't remember the age, but she has been through a lot. She would have been 100 if she was still alive today. Yeah, I know, 100 if she was alive. I'll be surprised, to be honest, guys. I'll be surprised if my grandpa makes it that. I'll be surprised if my grandpa makes it to 100. Because that means he's been through World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, war in Afghanistan, Iraq, so many wars and all those stories to hear. But um, but we'll have to wait and see. It's still about 2 years away. I was planning that something big for an event like that. However, I want to wait a bit closer to the day. I we can do where we do it, guys. But one of the things I remember when I went down there was going to weekday mass when I was down there. Yeah, I know, weekday church services. Do not ask, guys. If you really want to know, I can tell you. But my grandpa is a holy man and likes to keep the faith each day, whether it's praying a rosary or going to weekday mass. He likes to stay holy to his faith. And that is something that we can all learn from. It doesn't matter the race, it doesn't matter the religion, it doesn't matter what other people think. You have to stay holy and to your faith and what you believe in. This is a lesson that I've learned from the pastors I've had at my church, from from Father Saxon, who I looked up to him a lot when I was younger. Uh, Father Ty, Father Great, Father Lauchi, Father Bill John Costas, and now Father Jeffrey Ibalinsky. I've always learned, no matter, you should always make sure you stay loyal to your faith, because you because that day will come. You know that day is gonna come. Where may know something about your faith that other people may not know of. Back to the story about Grandpa. We went to this church service each week. Each time when we went down there to hold on, I think it was Blessed Sacrament in in Birmingham. It wasn't far away. I know this church wasn't far away from the. I know this church wasn't far away from the railroads that went through the city. I know that. Hold on, I want to check this out. Really? Uh, I just realized why it's is giving me 13 hours 18 minutes on my trip, guys. Because it's taking me right into Louisiana, and that's not where I was looking at, guys. But we went to Blessed Sacrament in Birmingham, Alabama, weekday mass. I mean, there was not a lot of people who go to weekday masses, to be honest. I went once in a while when I could, when I went down there, because, well, just spend some time with my grandpa, to be honest. Well, I remember one time after mass that we went to my grandpa, my great, wait a minute, my grandpa, my dad, and I, we went to over to the one of the cemeteries in the area, Elm Elmwood Elmwood Cemetery in Birmingham, because, well, that is where my grandpa, well, my grandma Gorman is buried. I mean, I don't know much about her because I just don't know much about her. But I know she died when I was like 2 or 3 years of age. The only one I remember most fondly of was my grandma Attaway, because I mostly stayed over in that area when I was around there. Yeah, the good times, guys. I tell you, the good times. Family is good, guys. They can spoil you if they want. My grand aunt Martha, she was a good spoiler. She was a spoil. She loves to spoil everybody down there. Even though I try not to, I just don't want to have much, but I do want to make them happy and eat when I can, to be honest, and eat whatever they put on the table. But it was, as long as it was fish. I'm not good at, I don't eat fish. And I know my great if my aunt Martha was listening to that right now up there in heaven with playing cards with Lester, her husband, I knew you should say, "Hey, I heard that. I heard that, Stephen." But I know that's what she'll probably say if she was still alive. I mean, sometimes our card games that we played with her, they could go on from like 7 a.m., like, well, not 7 a.m., but like 7 p.m. to like 10 p.m. local time, which is like 8 p.m. to like 11 p.m. our time, guys. Eastern time, my time here in North Carolina. Oh, it's just the good times with those guys. But yeah, I just realized we haven't taken a break yet, guys. So we'll take a. I think we'll take a break, but I will take a break. But my grandpa Gorman, he was a good. He's good. My he lives right now. He lives with my uncle Joey and my aunt Kathy in Deering, Georgia, which isn't far away from Augusta. My grand they take care of him, make sure he stays busy. I I do remember I love when I went down there to their house to take him down one time on a weekend. That is on in a hmm, let me try that again. When I remember taking him down to September in a I remember taking him down on a weekend in September years ago. I remember that he it was right out there in the around the countryside. The house was surrounded by trees. I was I remember taking I was that night I was fiddling around with the with the GPS that we had. This Tom Tom. Yeah, Tom Tom. That's the name of the system that we had. A Tom Tom. I know it sounds weird, but believe me, Tom Tom. That's what my mom had, and we had to use it to get out. Get my dad, my grandpa, and I. We used it to go down to Thompson, Georgia. One of the things that keeps me busy on trips, guys, is writing down these state license plates from different other states. That is not the state that we are currently in. Like for example, if I was in Nebraska, any state except for Nebraska would count. If it was in Alabama, any if it was Georgia, any place not in Alabama. If you guys get it, then you know what I'm saying. But make sure you do like this video. I do remember a lot that about that about doing that. The last time I went down there was in June of 2017. I'm hoping I can get down there again, guys. Maybe I could see if I could get a weekend where I can go with with my dad and mom, and we can just go down to see them. I haven't taken a vacation, a, a good stay away vacation from home since 2017 that I can remember of. Why? Mostly because of work. Nothing's gonna bother me, guys. It's been hard to try get a weekend or so away from the house. I could have taken a vacation last week month, but if I gotten up on time, to be honest, like at 8 a.m., we could have gone somewhere. But mostly the time I have like all that. But getting off the topic, I'm getting the way of my own thoughts. But family does matter. I remember in 2005 when I went down to my grandpa Attaway's house. We weren't the other. We weren't the only ones down there. We had my who else did we have? We had my cousins. We had all my cousins. We had a full house. We had my Uncle Joey, Uncle Vincent, my my Uncle Randy, my Uncle Joey, my Uncle Vincent. We had a lot of people there. I'm trying to find it real quick. Welcome to show this beats show. Testing, testing, testing. Guys, can you help me? Guys, can you hear me? If you can hear me, put one in the chat. Okay. I think we are good after that little what the heck just happened thing. What the heck is this? Oh, making on. Okay. I have no idea what happened though, guys. Maybe it's these. Now I'm just having nothing on. But back to the family thing, guys. Always make sure you spend time with the family. I know that's what I'm going to do. Family is important. My we had a full house back in 2005 when my brother James, my dad, and myself, when we all went to, when the three, I think it was just the three of us who went to Birmingham to visit my grandpa. We went down there because we just wanted to spend some time with him. Before then, the last time I can remember going to Birmingham then was back in March of that year in 2005. It's crazy, guys, because well, that was a few weeks after my grandpa had Attaway passed away because I went down there with my dad, but if you want to know why, how I got down there. I was like 9 years old and we flew down there. We went through Nashville. We came back through Baltimore. It was a crazy ride, God. It was a crazy ride. I say that because our flight was scheduled to leave at like 3:50. Got to at like 12, and then got delayed until like 3:15. We were like, no way, we're waiting that long. So we decided to get on the next flight to Baltimore, and then we routed us to we routed to Baltimore, Washington, Baltimore, Washington International Airport in Baltimore, Maryland. And then from Baltimore to like RDU, it was one hell of a ride, guys. I was ready to go back to Nashville because I wanted to see the city. I wanted to. Last day was I wanted to get this a few postcards through Nashville. I still need to go through Nashville, Tennessee. Grand Ole Opry. Anyways, yeah, I thought we were gonna, for some reason, beat my mom and my grandpa at the time back to our house in here in my city. I thought we were gonna beat them in our when we were coming back. I was wrong about that because we didn't get back. My dad and I didn't get back to the back. We were scheduled to get back at around like 5 p.m. or something on that Saturday. But since we had to go through Baltimore, which was fun, by the way. I'm not blaming anybody for that. It was fun because we went. We had to go through we arrived in Terminal C. We thought our terminal was in another area. We bought. I bought something like a pack of Skittles at the time, so I was like 9 years old. I wanted to get some to keep me going a little bit longer. But we went back through Terminal Concourse C. We had to go back to security. That was hell. That felt like TSA scanning us felt like one hell of a ride, to be honest, because I know they're doing jobs and make sure people aren't trying to blow up the airport and all that. But I actually remember that when I was waiting, I was watching like the Louisville game. There was like everybody was like chattering like da, 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 da. And then next thing you hear on the terminal was screaming like everybody stopped and was like, what the hell was that? I think there was like dead silence for like at least 5 to 10 minutes. Not well, 5 to 10 seconds. It was crazy. I didn't learn until like later that it was a pass one of the since everyone was you had people coming in all over the place. You didn't know he was going to do what. Stress was getting to her, so she let a little scream. You didn't know. He's done. Fuck me. Oh, yeah. I tell you, Baltimore, that was a fun trip. That was fun. They get back home that night until like at least 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock. That was on. That is when. That's when they only had one terminal over at RDU. Now it's like two terminals because you have one for Southwest flights and the other one for Frontier, American Delta, United, Allegiant, Air Canada, and JetBlue. I'm trying to figure out which. But it and we took Southwest to get there, guys. Cheap flights, cheap flights on Southwest. Welcome to South. Thank you for flying with us on Southwest Airlines. We hope that you come again, and please fly with us soon. If you're coming to another airport, please, especially if you're flying into this airport and have a connecting flight, please make sure you look at it on the board real quick and go to the assigned terminal or gate. But if you're staying with us to the next flight to Dallas, listen, I must say, please sit back, enjoy, and just keep on napping if you have a chance. Thank you for flying with us on Southwest Airlines. We hope you come again. I'm like, what? I think that was when I was going to Nashville. Welcome aboard on Southwest Airlines. Please fasten your seatbelt and listen to our wonderful safety crew giving you instructions on what to do and what not to do on our flight. Please, please, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask one of your friendly and funny flight attendants on this flight. I'm standing there like I'm just sitting there on the plane going like yeah, like okay, I do not even want to listen to this anymore. Oh, that would actually be a funny reaction to somebody. He has to sit there. Oh, Alaskan Airlines is the other one, guys. It was I mean, I was. Thank you for flying with us on Southwest Airlines. Please come again, and please, if you want to have a good time, please ask your local flight attendants for more. Or on the, please ask your local airline flight attendant for more info about your flight. I was like, okay, we heard this like a million times already. You can stop with this. Another third time comes on and like, "And welcome to Southwest Airlines." I'm sitting, ending there like, okay, I'm gonna just jump out of the window now. That's something that you do not want to do, guys, because there was this incident at this airport, another airport. But I'm not sure you guys heard of it. But there was this. I'm not going to get into that. But before that, airlines things with Southwest. Well, the last airport airline I remember, the last time I flew before the one in '05, long time by the way, was 2003 when I went to Houston for my brother Michael's wedding. Damn, that was a crazy day. That was a crazy day because I got out of the house. I went to school that day. It was like, okay, you gotta control yourself. You got a few hours before things get interesting. Gotta calm down. Gotta relax. Get through part of this. Gotta get to at least 12:45 that day. Because I was getting picked up at like at 12 o'clock that early that day, so I can leave to go to the so I can leave to go pick up some other folks. We I left my house, went to over there. I uh I went picked up my brothers at those at like high school, at this high school that I went to, their high school they went to. Turned out that there was like a bomb threat on the security on the campus. I think it was. Hmm. Either it was a bomb threat or something. Had one of those lockdown drills during the worst time of the year part of the school day. I we picked them up. We went to Wally. We went to over to my my sister and my sister's place. We picked up my sister. We picked up my nephew. We we picked them up. Took them. We went to the airport. We sat where we could on the plane. We waited like for a while because our flight didn't leave until like 6 a.m. Well, not 6 a.m. but 6 p.m. In the daytime, guys. We we didn't get there until like I would say about seven. Well, actually, it was like 5:59 when we left, and we didn't get back home until like we got there around like 8 p.m. local time into the hotel. Well, our well, my brother Michael was waiting for us. You were, let me tell you guys, this hotel I stayed in, it was this hotel next the airport, near the airport at the time in Houston. I think it was Hobby. I mean, we flew into Bush Intercontinental Airport. I'm getting off topic. Who cares? I don't even care at this point, as long as I'm trying to make it interesting, guys. But I can always forgive my family for if they do stuff, because I know I can try and make it up later on, and I can. I but yeah, I'm not going to get into all that details, but I can tell you, skip that Friday and Saturday of the wedding to the Sunday. Skip to the Sunday of that wedding. After the day after the wedding, we went to we went we came back home. It was nice when we left Houston. When we got back to RDU, it was raining as hell. It was hell when we got off that plane because we got back to the got lots. We got rain and lightning. I tell you guys, it was crazy as crap. It was crappy. It was crazy. It was just downright dumb, downright as crazy. I don't know anymore. I was talking about family, but then I was talking about all these stories I had with my family. So I guess family talks. I was trying to help my. I just remember some funny guys. I was on that flight with my dad on not to Houston, but the one to Birmingham. I believe it was the RDU to Nashville flight. I was going through my bag to see what I had in my bag, what I bought, brought with me. I had a crossword puzzle. I had some homework. Yeah, don't ask why I had the homework, guys. because I wanted to try and stay ahead, tried to stay and do something while I was in Birmingham. That's the reason. I uh, I also packed a couple of toys with me, guys, at the time. One of the things I remember I packed was this Beyblade. If you don't know what Beyblade is, it's one of those you let it whip from the strings and it just spins around for a while. It's like one of those tops. It's like a wind up top from the anime. But I picked I was like I picked up something. I was like I picked it up from a bag and it was still on the thing. I showed my dad saw what I had. He would say, "What you gonna do?" He would let whip around through the down the aisle of the plane. I was like, I have no idea anymore what I'm gonna do. I was going to wait till I got to Birmingham to let it whip because I'd prefer not to get in trouble with the stewardess on the plane. I always have a plan with me, guys. But as Thanksgiving comes closer, guys, it is always a good idea to spend time with your family. No matter if it's just your family, entire families, it's like your grandpa, grandma, uncle, aunt, cousins, nephews, doesn't matter. It's always nice to spend time with your families during the holidays. Even if it's Christmas, guys, you can always spend a good time. Have some of that gobble or with you guys. Have lots of gobbles around the table. I it's but I know we'll be back live tomorrow, tomorrow evening after a Survivor Series for the aftermath. Let's see. Okay, I'm turning at something else. I'm gonna turn that playlist. When I think of the game, I'm gonna play the same game I've always played. So roll of the dice, and when I think tries, I should have let you win. Living in a nightmare, and I can't seem to get away. Living in a nightmare that you create to kill the pain. That's how sometimes. That's how I feel about work sometimes. When I, mostly when I feel a lot of pain. I remember one time I felt some a lot. I felt like I was about to give up because my knee was starting to act up. It was just as crazy as you think it was, guys. Get away. The name of the artist, if you're wondering, it he sings that song. The song is Black Light District. And then, crap, I gotta get up. I gotta walk. He's Bob. He's Steve Taylor. Hey Bob Club. Hey WW fan. Hey William. Yeah. But that's mostly work. But family always, in the end, guys. Family matters, and family always has each other's backs, no matter what the situation, no matter where we are in the world. But family does matter. Sorry, that's only my thing. But family has backs each day. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna take a break, guys. To be honest, if you're new, if you're just watching this, make sure you do like this video. If you're just tuning in, make sure you like this video, and make sure if you also like this what we're doing, make sure you do have it subscribed and turn on notifications by hitting the bell icon. On I do shout outs on my streams, but make sure you do turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon on the stream. That way you won't miss any content from the channel. In the meantime, I'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna go take care of some business. We'll be right back. Whew. Starting to shake, guys. Make sure you do like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on notifications, all that. Uh, all that. We'll be back for tomorrow. Sorry I couldn't do this week, but I don't know. Who did this? But Thanksgiving is a time to celebrate it with family. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a bit worse because of you got 10-man tag, you got a women's and men's survival series 5-on-5, champion versus champion. They getting cold. Not sure I'm eating ice cream. Family Thanksgiving is supposed to be time to celebrate it with your family. It doesn't matter how crazy, what they are, who they are. They are a family is family matters. Even on holidays. Family matters even on the holidays. Whether it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, it doesn't matter who the family actually matters. And I consider it to be a special time just for families. I mean, if you go back to the first Thanksgiving, that is when they celebrated it with friends and families, the family, familia. Plymouth Rock, Massachusetts, 1620, Mayflower. If you want that information, just look it up online. But I'm gonna have to end it with that, guys. cannot believe I did that. That was not the one I wanted, though.
Suplex.
Nope, not that one. Not that one.
Oh, Francis!
I have no idea anymore. But if you like this video, guys, if you like what you've seen, what you've heard, make sure you do like this video. Have subscribed to the channel. Turn on notifications by hitting the bell icon. Well, I'll see you guys. I'm gonna end it here. And we can finish up this and go upstairs to work tomorrow. I gotta be at work at 7 in the morning, guys. Don't even ask why I'm up this late when I have to go to work at 7 in the morning. 'Cause I have my schedule. I got my schedule I gotta work with. I gotta make money and I can support myself. But hey. Plus, to be honest, guys, I do not want to work the evenings on a pay-per-view event. Because I missed Evolution. Evolution! I prefer watching the pay-per-view event than missing it. But make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel to new channel notifications. We'll be back tomorrow night, tomorrow evening. Until then, guys, stay awesome, stay peace to peace. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. I'll see you guys after Survival Series. Peace out, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.